Hello, this is my complaint to Sheriff Watson. Consider this my formal complaint, as it will have a YouTube accompaniment. That's this. The past practice of actions taken by the Internal Affairs Professional Standards Bureau is my chief complaint. I will outline the discrepancies. The chronological order of the facts have been previously recorded for posterity at the time they occurred, as I can substantiate with date time group stamps of unaltered, unedited originals. 5/26/20, 950 hours. I had unbearable living conditions at Holly Heights, Gainesville. Housing Authority in Hudvash did not meet my needs after 18 months. So I made exact surety of the laws, made a sign, and presented myself across the street from Banner Properties office. Angela Willis, Banner's leasing agent, of which whom knew me and met with Hudvash, licensed master of social work, and myself, as he advocated to get me out of my lease 3 times, and she called ASO. Letter C, ASO times 4 deputies and 1 GPD officer arrived. The CAD report reflects this. Item D, I explained to the Leo why I could be there and why I was there extensively from 10:08 hours until 11:14 hours approximately. During this time, the law enforcement officers' conduct was unbecoming, directed to me, and insulting by nature for the whole duration. I was threatened with arrest several times for various bogus reasons. Finally, after things got reheated, I made 2 more videos, and under threat of arrest again, I had to leave my after a threat I had to leave against my will to be there. This is all documented. I posted the unedited version on my YouTube channel April 9th, 2021. I had to wait until my housing situation stabilized, as I am operating under the constraints of a disabled veteran entangled adversely with the entity I receive services from. Letter E. As I went about bringing this whole situation to justice based on my concerns to myself, I went to the State Attorney's Office number 8 to file charges against the Gainesville Housing Authority for fraud, the ASO and GPD for the Holly Heights incident, and the VA Hudvash separate but related incident for retaliation, calling ASO for an unwanted, unfounded wellness check. Yes, they do that. I have the proof, and ASO is complicit with this. In my case, ASO tried 3 times on that day, and they never made contact with me. The Hudvash came the next day like nothing happened. There's no validity in the charge. My cardinal direction is easily followed as to where I'm going with this. Upon the denial of State Attorney Office number 8, I contacted Mr. John Felix, a Florida-based YouTube activist with 250,000 subscribers, for his support. Letter F, 0900 hours until 1800 hours, Monday, 10 May 2021, I stood in front of the State Attorney's Office number 8 with a 10-foot sign redressing my grievances. Also, to further establish the facts, PIO Chief Investigator D. Lloyd made contact with me at 1400 hours, and this is on YouTube, as are GPD and ASO. For 3 more weeks, I protested at the Alachua County Courthouse, still there at 25 May, as videos denote. 2A. Unknown to me until I filed an official professional standards complaint May 19, 2022, YouTube video reflects that, and follow-up 25 May, a YouTube video reflects that. Then I contacted the ASO Records Bureau to make a record of this event. This was the third attempt on this matter with no resolve. At that time, Brett Rodenhauser sent an email and a copy of an administrative investigation conducted 10 May 2021. It is this that where my complaint to you, Sheriff Watson, is founded. The investigation that I requested. Well, sir, if I requested an investigation, please do show the receipt proof. Second, at this time, your department knew my whereabouts, was in constant contact with the VA, the State Attorney's Office 8, and the Gainesville Police Department. I have that proof. I have already established a fact 10 May through 25 May where I was protesting. I made video evidence and published to YouTube my actions at the courthouse. So that is all lies and deceptions that Brett Rodenhauser has stated that I requested and could not be located. Sherry French, letter C, 2C. Her first transmission begins as per her fully developed report I cite from at 11:10 hours, 10 May 2021. That's whenever I was in front of the State Attorney's Office, Region 8. It seems appropriate to conclude that some form of communication occurs that I am not privy to prompting her to commit this action. Not that the 5 May 2021 YouTube video release by Mr. John Felix, not that, but my presence at State Attorney's Office number 8 from 0900 hours until 1800 hours. That 11:10 hours narrative is grossly false. Starting with good afternoon, me not being a resident, and his one-sided, unfair approach at the start of any investigation that clearly illustrates French's total biased approach to render her own version. By setting the tone with disinformation that conflicts with her report, she seems to be trying to exonerate the accused. Letter D. French again takes another biased approach by lying on her 1431 hours transmission that Mr. Peebles had been contacted by the ASO or by anybody, which just never happened that day or prior ever. For the record, 10 May 2020, directly after the incident, I spoke with Mr. Peebles, and he stated not once has he ever been contacted by ASO ever. Does French or any ASO have that record? No, but I do. Besides all that, if you go by her method or the Leo on scene, I still had tolerance to stand, even with the 25-foot lie they were portraying. French's response from Mr. Peebles at 15:05 hours states, I had every right to be there. I cite first paragraph, last sentence. French's summary states more discrepancies to the truth. Detainment occurred by proxy. I was threatened with arrest, as the video reflects, and my rights were clearly violated 26 May 2020. And here now with this fraudulent investigation. Clearly this has moved beyond an administrative investigation and graduated to misconduct, malfeasance, and color law violations of the criminal type. Contrary to French's opinion, corruption did occur. That is the truth. It didn't start with ASO, but they were summoned to arrest my actions and, if need be, confine me if I did not cease and desist and obey the illegal directives. Richmond, John Richmond, who is French's supervisor, is complicit in these actions also. Sheriff, I demand these 4 deputies and 2 Professional Standards Bureau of employees be charged for crimes they committed against me, that their credentials be removed as for code of conduct and ethical violations, and the testimony that they have given be held in contempt. I am just a layperson, but I can see this whole systemic ideology is corrupt, as I have documented all for posterity. These are the facts, and I stand by them with all my effort until I take my last breath. I will not stop until these corrupt, non-conforming to the law, of which they are sworn, commissioned, and paid to uphold, are charged effectively. At this time, I make a records request for the Internal Affairs Bureau employee roster and their policy and procedure primer 2. Internal Affairs says $77 for what I got for free as per the Records Bureau when I requested the same information from them. This is how your organization conducts their affairs. So I will take my 8-foot sign and set in front of the courthouse and collect donations as I redress my grievances and gain $77 in donations for my records request. I received disability and I am unemployable, so I have more time than money to deal with ASO. Your employees have gotten paid to deal with me. I do it for free. It is rewarding, much beyond the feeling your employees get from violating me. I can be reached at 352-226-6001 or Blue Steel FOIA request at gmail.com. If you make good, nothing but optimisms on my end. And that's the email I spent a lot of time today working on. And go over here to this. This is what I was dispelling. See, I stood out there. John Felix made a video for me on 5 May 2021. The incident happened 26 May 2020. But because of where I lived at and everything, I had to get rehoused and everything because they can compromise my mental health integrity and have me committed. Anyway, that's why I had to do what I had to do and wait. This is her, Sherry French. She's conducting an investigation. This is not a truncated or cursory investigation. This is a well-developed and final summary. Okay, and this is her avenues of approach. This is Sherry French, where I was talking about at 11:10 a.m. Okay, I got to the SAO 8 at 9 a.m. 10 May 2021. I stood outside there. Nobody came in contact with me until 1400 hours. It says, good afternoon, can you confirm for me the real property line in an apartment complex, which is not an apartment complex? And these people have had thousands and thousands of calls for service just at Holly Heights. Thousands and thousands. A person is standing in front of an apartment building where they do not live, nor live anywhere in the complex, and refuse to leave. When law enforcement comes out to tell them to move from my real property line, it's 50 feet from the edge of my property line where it meets. Now this is Sherry French talking. She is an investigator for Internal Affairs Professional Standards. This is her right here, Sherry French. Hashtag employee number 234. Okay. He calls her back. See, somebody prompted her. I'm standing out there. Somebody prompted her a conversation that I don't have. Somebody ordered her to conduct an investigation. She started, somehow she got her wheels rolling, and at 11:10 she started. This is her first transmission that I have. Okay. Mr. Peebles, who works at the property, Alachua County Appraiser's Office, it is often difficult to be sure where a property line is located without a survey. Some properties have very long descriptions, okay? And there is no way to know the line between a right-of-way and a private property without a survey to locate it. If you have specific properties, I would be happy to look at them and see if I can determine an easy way to locate the property line on the ground. Okay, this is 2:31 p.m. This is Sherry French. She's the internal affairs investigator who's supposed to have an unbiased approach to this situation. She says it's actually 7001 Southwest 6th Place in Holly Heights. It actually had to do with someone trying to stand there and hold a sign about the complex. It's not an apartment complex. We told him he could hold whatever he wanted and do whatever he wanted on public property, which was the sidewalk on 8th Avenue, which is like 1/8 of a mile away. Not anywhere in the area. We called someone that day, possibly at your office, and we told the subject the real property line was essentially 25 feet from the middle of the road, which in this case put them on someone else's property. So the only place he could be without trespassing was a sidewalk at the front of the complex, which is like about 1/8 of a mile away. We are just now trying to verify the way to determine the property for future without having to call you guys. Well, you've never called them ever. Your 25-foot line that I stood in front of with the deputies in the 2 videos clearly shows that I could be there, besides the overall damning evidence that I'm fixing to present to you. Okay, at 3:05 p.m., I'm still out there at the SA08, State Attorney's Office, Region 8. I'm still there. I've been there from 09, and I'll stay there till 6 p.m. He writes to her, I have attached an information page and part of the map. Anyway, Public Aid, the public records of Alachua County. I have also attached the plot which created the lots at Cedar Ridge. That's Holly Heights name prior. If you look at the owner's certification on the plot, it says they dedicate to the public forever the streets, easements, and rights of way shown on this plot. This means that the streets in Cedar Ridge are public. That would include Southwest 6th Place. Since the plotted street is 50 foot wide, the edge of the private property line is 25 foot from the center, just like we said the whole time, except these clowns can't count. However, unless there is something more that I do not know about, Mr. Peebles, who is the authority, states it looks like the public has the right of way to be on those streets, unless there's something he don't know about, like they're just committing color of law violations. This is an example of why there is no one answer to public access. Okay, and then Sherry French, 231 is actually 87,000. We stand and hold a sign about the complex. She says, if there's an easy way, I don't know what was an easier way, but they already knew the answer. So when that's her answer, first paragraph. This is at 3:05 p.m. 3:05, it's right there. Anyway. However, unless there is something more that I don't know about, it looks like the public has a right to be on those streets, sidewalks, wherever no sidewalks. But Sherry French can't accept that. On Monday, 10 May 2021, the Office of Professional Standards was made aware of a YouTube video titled Cops Claim First Amendment is Illegal. Okay, she's stating on the 10th. That was the day I stood out there. Not the 5th. Not the 5th, on the 10th. They're a bunch of deceptions and they try and double talk, but you'll catch what they say and how they lie. This video titled Cops Claim First Amendment is Illegal, which involved multiple Alachua County Sheriff's deputies. A message was left on ASO website, which included a link to the video on YouTube. This video was posted by someone using the name of John Felix and shows a selected portion. Alright. This video is approximately 11 minutes and 18 seconds long and was posted on 5 May. So they were informed on around the 5th of May that this video, and that was like a Wednesday. The 10th of May is a Monday. That's the day I'm standing out there. This lady had no call. This investigator had, or inspector, she's an inspector. Her name is Inspector Sherry French. She had no idea, none of them had acknowledged John Felix's video. She's acknowledging it on 5 May because I told them there was a video, but they're saying that they were already aware and all this was already in, the gears were already going, which is a lie. The video is alleged as civil rights violation and corruption by law enforcement. The regarding Alachua County Sheriff's Office deputies is based on a call to Holly Heights. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I had a sign. They know where I was. There's my address. Sherry French says she doesn't know my address, but there's my address. It's all out there. I was easy to locate. Not a problem. These people act like they have no investigative abilities at all. She can't even click on a link in a video, but she can go back there and see what the date time was. Anyway, like I said, I come here to confront her discrepancies. That's what my letter to the sheriff is. I'm asking that they be charged. These are the clowns that came. Diaz and Hart and all these other, Ferrero and Garner. That's the Gomer Pyle looking guy. Try to stand out in the road. 10 plus 10 is 20. Anyway, at the conclusion, the subject agrees to walk elsewhere. No. It says, per automatic vehicle location, deputies remained. Oh, they also attempted to explain real property lines regarding private property. Deputy Diaz advised the subject that he called the property appraiser's office, and he's a goddamn liar and the fucking truth ain't in him. And if you got a phone record of that, show it, because you don't. And I do, and I have the man talking. Anyway. As per, at 11:14 hours, with the last one being 11:20 hours at the conclusion. The subject agrees to walk elsewhere. I never agreed. They forced me away. The video is a narrative of exactly what happened. Nothing, there is no altercation. There's no altering. It's the exact run of the video. The YouTube poster, Mr. Felix, is talking a narrative throughout, which is edited with only short portions of the entire action are shown. Because they've looked at my video already. Because my video was posted before John Felix ever put it up. That's how I got my video. Anyway, it appears that Mr. Felix may have manipulated the video to make it appear as though the deputies as though the deputies were preventing the unknown subject, that's me, unknown subject, from protesting or voicing his concerns. The deputies did not dispute the subject's right to hold his sign, according to the video, but he did advise him that he could protest and hold his sign on the sidewalk. Matter of fact, a lot of that shit never occurred, but I'm not going to nitpick every word that this woman says. It should be noted that this neighborhood does not have any sidewalks. Yeah. To date, the unknown subject in this video has not come forward. I sat out there for 3 weeks in front of the courthouse. I've made various contacts with your deputies as they come out there and recorded me, blah, blah, blah. It's all lies and deceptions. The deputies on the scene utilized no physical force and made no threats to detain or arrest. It's on the video. It's on the video. And she's a lying bitch and the truth ain't in her. And this is your tax money. And this is a son of a bitch that is supposed to have an unbiased approach, trained. Listen, these people are all liars. They couldn't tell the truth. If it was right there and they were reading it from a book, they would add some kind of fairy fantasy tale to it. This woman's seen these videos. She's watched all this, and you can't tell me that she's not pro them all the way. The video did highlight an opportunity for training. Yeah. You've been in Holly Heights. You've made thousands and thousands and thousands of calls for service. It's documented in the news. The SWAG, the Southwest Action Group. Anyway, Shady Darnell. All this is all documented how many times. And there's been murders there. So you've had to conduct some type of survey. You've always fudged it. You've just made it up. Because internal affairs is not professional standards. It's internal affairs. They try and keep their affairs internal. Not professional standards. Okay, with notations made by Diaz, Deputy Diaz explained that the subject was told about where he could protest without being on someone else's property, which was all lies and deceptions. An email documentation from Alachua County Public Works Real Property Coordinator. It's a lie. It's all a lie. There's no document. And the man told you, the authority in Alachua County told you what the answer was. And you still read this like you just wrote the narrative. You just kept trying to make me guilty and exonerate your deputies. Just like right here, there's an example where there's no, you just keep going and going with your narrative. Sherry French, I hope they put you in fucking handcuffs. I really do. You have to have 5 years experience as an officer before you are assigned to internal affairs. That's a minimum mandatory requirement. You have to have 5 years of employment as an officer. And this is what she's been doing, what this here other guy has been doing, because he signed off on it. Chief Inspector John D. Richmond. Chief Inspector. And furthermore, where's he at? Damn it, man. Go back one time. Good morning. The professional standards received your complaint. And it was forwarded to Brett Rodenhauer. And Brett Rodenhauer wrote me that I gotta go to mine. Damn it. I want to read to you what the now Brett Rodenhauer wrote to me. Oh, wrong one. This is Brett Rodenhauer and what he wrote. Now, he's the head of professional standards. Received your complaint in 2021. I never filed a complaint. I was never made known that there was a complaint filed when all this was taking place, when Sherry French's investigation was being conducted by whoever ordered her to conduct it, which I still don't have the answers to that. She started at 11 a.m. I was out there at 9 till 6. She was done by 3-ish. The Office of Professional Standards received your complaint on 2021 and completed an administrative inquiry, 21 AI 23, on May 12th. That's whenever it was finalized. On May 12th, not on May 10th. On May 10th, she did all her investigation. She got her emails, her transmissions. When that was done, it took her 2 more days to write this report. The assigned inspector was unable to locate a valid mailing address for you or Mr. John Felix. Like, these are the police. This is internal affairs. And this is how hard they tried. Which, everything I have is a matter of public record. You could have called Gainesville Regional Utilities. You could have did you have a plethora of resources. And you're the police. You're the sheriff's department. And you're just all fucked up like a football bat. But anyway, the address of you and Mr. John Felix associated with the video in order to provide the outcome, a copy of that investigation once completed. And it was completed. See? Received your complaint and completed administrative inquiry. They're acting like once it's completed, it was already completed a year ago. You know, I mean, all this is going on. These people are so deceptive. This guy, lead inspector, he's just as slimy as the other son of a bitches that's on this report. You can trust and believe. I can't wait to talk to this wormy fuck. But anyway, as we're going, you may reach out to this office with any questions. I wouldn't wipe my ass with you. But anyway, Miss Linda's forwarded this for me. I just want to show what lying pieces of shit. These people, they had this interview, all this. I sat out there at the courthouse under the Alachua County Sheriff's deputies. They guard the courthouse. They come out there and make contact with me. I don't know how many times in over 3 weeks. So all this is a bunch of lies and deceptions. This is how ASO rolls. This is what they do. You can tell by the videos how they handled me, and you can tell my whole YouTube channel is nothing about but this one incident where the VA and the Gainesville Housing Authority didn't take action that they were supposed to meet my needs. ASO got involved in it. SAO, that's the State Attorney's Office, District 8. Brian Kramer, his clowns got involved in it. It's all been a fiasco. It's all nothing but lies and deceptions, and I've recorded every moment of it. And it's all a preponderance of evidence of how they deal with the citizens here in Alachua County and Gainesville. Because I'm going to tell you, this sheriff right here, Watson, he's no different than the police chief, Tony Jones, who rode by me, never filed an internal affairs. His little Gomer, GPD officer was one of them that was out there. They said it was the drug task force. That's why they weren't going to do anything, because they were under DEA control. I dispelled all those myths, all this, that, and the third. And now here we are. And I'm going to put this on you, Sheriff Watson, because I tell you honestly, I hope to see all you fucking people in handcuffs, because you're despicable, sorry pieces of garbage, straight garbage. And now, I don't have nothing but time, and I can sit out there and earn my little $77 with donations. People will donate to me while I sit out there and make fun of you fucking clowns in front of your courthouse, where there's no justice. If the shit's going on out here like this, you can imagine what the fuck goes on in their courthouse. They won't let you get in there. San Joaquin Valley Transparency's son tried to get up in there with Jay's surreal camera. They come out there and see me. There's a video of that too. And they try to get up in there. They wouldn't let them in there. You know, it's just a whole box of fuckery. But we're going to break you. You're going to break. You know why? Because you're not anything less than a tick, a flea, a leech. You suck society down. That's what you do. You suck the life force out of society. Anybody that won't comply has to quit between here and die. That's how y'all did me out there. Of course, I'm not dumb. I'm not going to get my ass beat by 5 people with guns and pepper spray and all that and tasers and all this just waiting to use it. I'm smarter than that. But you know what? I ain't quit. But I guarantee you your punk ass is going to quit or get fired way before I fucking take my last breath. And I'm going to work on y'all. I don't care how long I got to go. It's been 2 years. It's the principality behind the matter. I don't see how any of y'all's names could even go into court and testify. And now I'm looking at the sheriff. And I'd like to see you in handcuffs too, because you've been in privy to all this. You've been sitting right there. You act like you don't know, just like Tony Jones don't know. But I got you. I got you on video camera. I got Tony Jones on video camera riding right by, looking right at me too, in different aspects. So all y'all are liars. You're deceptive. You don't have the public's trust. That's why the crime's so fucking bad here in Gainesville. You're nothing but liars, and you half-ass do your job always. Just like you don't even know the property bounds. Out there at Holly Heights is the thousands and thousands of calls of service that you've had out there that are documented, i.e. through the University of Florida and the SWAG program and all that. And you son of a bitchin' motherfuckers don't even know the skinny about the property that you go to the most. That just shows you how fucking derelict you are in your goddamn duties. That's why this place is as bad as it is. Because of y'all, Shady Darnell, Tony Jones, and all the rest of you asshat bear cracks. But that's alright, because give the devil his due. I'm going to come through with more hope than the Pope. And I just wanted to let y'all see a sampling of what I'm fixing to drop on these people and to show the unsurmountable amount of resistance that I've gotten from their corporate compliance office and all their fuckery. And I'm going to sign off now. And I hope that, you know, this hits you right in your face in the morning there, Sheriff Watson, because I'm going to tell you you're no better than Shady Darnell. You might have come into an organization that had a bad legacy, but you've done nothing. You can't even get these people. Look, they're at odds. They can't even sign a union contract with these people. It's just crazy how things are run here. But that's all right. You run it in the ground just like you do. You know, you just added another $600,000 to your little budget there in Gainesville for the police. I mean, it's not, y'all aren't doing anything. Y'all are just marking time. I don't understand. The crime hasn't gotten any better. Holly Heights is worse. It just progressively gets worse. And it's been a bad problem since 1983. And y'all have not done anything. The Alachua County Board of County Commissioners, I hold you in contempt, Mary Ellen Wheeler, like I told you when I called you. I said the first thing you see when you get into Holly Heights, there's no sidewalks. It's been there since 1983. And I knew that the property was yours, decided all that. I already knew all that. I already researched all that. That's why when your clown ass deputies come at me, I told them beyond a reason of a doubt, I'm right and you're 100% wrong. And anything that you say counter to what I'm saying is not true. And that's how I stayed there for an hour, and then finally I had to leave because they were going to fuck me up and arrest me. And they said it right on the camera. And you can see the little Gomer's actions, that Diaz and that other asshat Rodriguez and Garner and all them. They're just a bunch of complicit pieces of shit There ain't no goddamn good cops in that scene. Because they sat there and listened to all them lies and never said anything. They were smug. Their personalities were repulsive. Their conduct was unbecoming, directed to me. And I'm a goddamn disabled fucking veteran, you fucking cocksucking two-ball bitch. And I hope you lose everything when they fucking... you just don't even know. You don't even know the level of contempt I have for you. Not physical, because there's no fruition in that. I'm gonna ride you out. You'll quit before I do. I don't have a quit button. But this is my point, and this is what I'm trying to say, that you people are the essence of corruption. You might not have a criminal enterprise. We don't know about that. When we look hard enough, we'll find some more discrepancies. But I'm telling you, by your conduct of your affairs, you are corrupt. I think you were protecting that property. That's all. Y'all used to have a substation there, and y'all used to pile up in that office and all that. That's all well documented. So anyway, long story short, when I tell you your berries is right, you better go get your bucket. That's all I got to say about that.